What's up everyone, Tyler Medeiros here and welcome to TylerMedeirosTV. For those of you who are not subscribed, you can subscribe down below so you don't miss a video, and for those of you that are, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be getting into something really interesting. We're going to be heading out and investigating an abandoned ruins. But before we do, if you're not following me on my social medias like Instagram and Twitter, you could go ahead and do that now. You can follow me on Instagram at @TheRealTylerMedeiros and on Twitter at TylerMedeiros. Also, before we head out, for those of you that have not seen the Tyler Medeiros merch site, you could find that down below in the description. But yes, guys, we're going to be heading out and investigating an abandoned ruins. So let's head out and I'll get into telling you guys a little bit of history about this location. Alright guys, so I'm in the car on my way to these abandoned ruins, and before I get into telling you guys a little bit of history about these abandoned ruins, this structure actually used to be a mill. Now something that's interesting is this mill actually has two locations. One that is still abandoned and the second is apparently still being used today as a brewery. So we're going to be investigating both of these locations. I'm really excited to see what this location looks like now. And something I also find interesting is these ruins that I've been investigating have all fallen victim to a fire. Now just to give you guys a little bit of history about this mill, it was built in 1830 and then sold in 1832 to William Allen's, where this mill actually got its name, the Allen's Mill. Now something interesting about this mill, not only is it located right beside the water, but there's one building on each side of the water. The Allen's family decided to expand one of the buildings and it has come a very long way. As the story goes, both mill structures are there. One is laying in ruins and one seems to still be functioning today, which is attached to the brewery. But yes guys, it's gonna take us a little bit to get there, but I'm really excited to see these structures. One of them I know is in ruins and one of them is said to still be functioning, but not as a mill. It is now a distillery. So I'm really excited to be exploring this double location today. And now that you guys have a little bit of history about the location, I'll catch up with you guys once I get there. Alright guys, so I'm just a few minutes away from this location, and guys, it's literally like in the middle of downtown. There's condos, there's houses, there's everything around, so it makes this location even more strange. Now guys, I've said this before, and anytime I see an abandoned car or an abandoned house or just anything, I always wonder, you know, what's the story of this place or this person? But alright guys, I'm gonna find a place to park and then let's get into it. Alright guys, I found a parking spot and we're gonna be getting into these abandoned ruins. I'm really excited to see what they look like and see what they did with the other building that is still in use. Now it's a little bit of a walk from where I parked, but let's get into it. Alright guys, so I'm approaching the abandoned side of this mill, and I gotta say, these ruins just look crazy. I'm gonna spin the camera around in just a second and show you guys what's left of this mill. But this whole area is just crazy, and you could feel the energy and the history just radiating off of this area. But like I said, I'm over here on the abandoned ruin side, so we're gonna be checking out this side first. And then I'm gonna show you guys the other side of the mill that is just across the water. So check this out. Now guys, there's this plaque that is inside the wall of the ruins, and it says from 1827 to 1977. Now I'm not sure what that's from or what that symbolizes, but it just goes to show how old this structure is. Now guys, I did not bring a spirit box or anything with me because I simply wanted to come here and check out this site first. So if you guys want me to come back and do a spirit box session here and also at the other mill just across the water, please leave a comment down below in the comments and I will come back and do a spirit box here. So alright, here you have the abandoned side of the mill, and as you pan around you have the train tracks that connect the two sides, and you have the mill that is now being used as a distillery and I believe a restaurant right now. Now guys, like I said, being in this area, you just feel a ton of residual energy and you just feel all the history from this location. Just looking around, I could only imagine what was going on here back in the day and when this site was in its prime. But it's just so unreal to see the history of certain locations. So we're gonna be getting into talking about this second mill building in just a second, but I don't think there's really too much to investigate over there. It is an active restaurant and distillery, so I don't really think there is too much to explore, but I'm gonna tell you guys just a little bit about it and show you guys the official structure that was there at first and what they extended onto it. Now when this mill was expanded, it was made into a distillery and a brewery, and it was run by William Allens and his son during the time. This smaller building that you see behind me was the second building of the mill, and that's the building they expanded. Now it is said that both of the buildings were expanded, but not as much as this one. Now I said this earlier in the video, and it is just so weird that these ruins and this mill is right in the heart of downtown right here. So it just gives you this weird feeling, and it just makes you wonder what was going on during the time of this mill being active and what surrounded this mill that now it is such a busy place. But another thing I just want to add is the very first mill that was on this site was made out of wood. Later on, after a few years, they tore it down and built a bigger structure and a stronger structure, which you could see here today. But yes guys, like I said, if you want me to return to this abandoned mill and do a spirit box and investigate it a little bit that way, I would be more than happy to. I'm really interested to see what would come through if we were to do a spirit box here, if anything. So please leave a comment down below if that's something that you want to see in the month of October. I would love to do that and see what we get. But right now guys, let's head to the car. Guys, look what I just found as I was just walking by. This is on the bridge outside of the mill. Now guys, I think that bridge with the fence in front of it that says trespassing was the bridge that was first built to connect over this body of water that would connect the mills together. Now guys, I said there really is nothing to investigate about this second mill building because it is now an open distillery and restaurant. But as I was just walking around the building here, I noticed something really weird. There's a ladder at the very top of the building, and it does not look like a sturdy ladder. And it doesn't look like you can really get to the ladder other than by the windows. So I'm not really sure what they would have used that for, but I think that's part of the original building. Alright guys, so I'm back in the car and I'm heading home, and let me just say, even though there wasn't really much left of that first building of the mill, the energy around it was just absolutely unreal. The minute I walked up to the structure, it was as if I traveled back in time, and I could just feel all the history of the mill and that location itself. But now that I've been there and I felt all the energy of the area, I think doing a spirit box there and investigating a little bit there would be amazing. I think a lot of things will come through. Now, not only because what was there, but what is still there today, I think the energy would just be amazing. But yes, guys, let me know down below in the comments if you guys want me to go back and do a spirit box session in that one abandoned mill structure. But guys, I gotta say, I'm really happy I went and checked out this structure. There's a lot more amazing abandoned structures that we're gonna be investigating. But I'm gonna go ahead and close out today's video here. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you did, give it a nice big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. But I want to thank you guys so much for all the love, support that you guys continuously give me. It means the world to me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.